Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Phoenix and to the ASHRAE Annual Conference. You may have seen his comedy on ESPN, BET, Nickelodeon, or Amazon Prime. His 2 dry bar comedy specials have been viewed tens of millions of times. He's performed on 3 continents. He's a former All-American football player. From Columbia, South Carolina, please welcome Marty Simpson.
Hey, thank you. What an incredible honor it is to be with you all today. I'm thrilled to serve as your MC for this special occasion. What happened is I am not qualified to be speaking to you in any way whatsoever professionally. I don't have a degree that would qualify me for you to give me any credibility whatsoever. I am a professional stand-up comedian. I tour the country and host events like this from time to time, and apparently in the past, whoever has hosted your event motivated your organization to hire someone else. And then when you looked into that and figured they were too expensive, I was the one you settled on and you could afford with your dues that you pay. So I appreciate y'all, but to get things kicked off with great energy, what promises to be an inspiring, insightful, and maybe even entertaining conference. I love my script writer, had that much confidence in me to put that maybe in there. This is awesome. Over the next few days, we'll be hearing from brilliant minds, celebrating achievements, and exploring the ideas that are shaping the future of our industry. But before we dive into all of that, let's take a moment to appreciate the energy in this room. I knew when I booked this event, this was going to be a lively bunch. You are surrounded by professionals, innovators, change makers, and I get the best seat in the house. So let's make the most of our time together. But first, let's get this thing rolling. Please welcome ASHRAE's signature band, the Psychrometrics.
Go.
Yeah. Give it up for the psychrometrics. Well done, psychrometrics. I would like to point out that the psychrometrics are indeed qualified to speak to you on behalf of this organization. Many of them are members, all of them are members. And in the meeting when they were deciding on how to spend your dues, they said professional audio equipment for a concert is something that they should do. I'm pretty sure all of those people are on the board and made that decision without anybody else knowing it, but I don't know. I'm just an idiot. Let me address the hat. People ask me why I wear the hat on stage, and I tell them it's got my favorite Bible verse on it in the back, Joshua 1:9. It's got my logo on it, and I'm bald. So there is that. But I'm not ashamed of being bald. I really am not ashamed of it. This guy is just a working comic, toured the country for 12 years. He's great. This guy's great. But 8 years ago, I ran from the airport and I was late and I put the hat on. I jumped on stage and did a whole show with the hat on, and they took pictures of me and we used those pictures in my marketing, and my bookings tripled. So it's Selena's fault, because she sees this guy and is like, nah, this guy's not right for our conference. And then she sees this guy and is like, oh, I like that guy. That guy's great. Like, this guy, working comic, solid, good husband, 31 years I've been married, but this guy is a star. Also, the psychrometrics, they told me, is a wordplay, apparently, that all of you would know what that means. I think that's a yes. Maybe you do. It is the study of the moisture in the air, right? Yeah. And we wanted to have this event in the desert to illustrate just how important you are to the world, to the planet, to everything you do. All we needed to do was get here and then wait 10 minutes on a shuttle, and we were like, oh, thank the Lord for ASHRAE. This is like unbelievable. So as a resident of Columbia, South Carolina, let me please tell you thank you for everything you've ever done. Andrew Young marched with Martin Luther King, and I did an event with him years ago, and he said on stage, as the mayor of Atlanta, once we got air conditioning, we could solve segregation. That is a real quote from a civil rights icon. So I appreciate your help solving racism, everybody. Thank you for that. You guys are awesome. You guys are fantastic. This is going to be a big day. This is a great time. You know why you're here. The psychrometrics will be back up here in just a minute, but right now we're going to hear from one of the biggest dogs in the park right now. And also, he came up with the backup name for the psychrometrics, because I said we need a little name for the pips that would dance behind them, or the groupies that were all out here with their posters. So he came up with the dew points. So that's pretty good. The psychrometrics and the dew points will be back up later. But at this time, I'd like to welcome to the stage your 2024-2025 ASHRAE President, Dennis Knight.
Thank you, Marty. Can we all agree that the psychrometrics and Marty have brought an amazing energy to this program? Yeah. I am absolutely thrilled to welcome you to Phoenix for the 2025 ASHRAE Annual Conference. It is my great pleasure to officially declare this meeting of the members open. Yeah. We've put together a dynamic conference experience for you, packed with cutting-edge sessions, the latest in HVAC and R research, and practical insights in building science. And of course, this is all about coming together, catching up with familiar faces, and building new relationships with fellow members from around the world. Be sure to use your ASHRAE 365 app to stay in the loop on all the exciting events and sessions throughout this week. And now, please join me in welcoming Region 10 Director and Regional Chair Buzz Wright to the stage.
Welcome, everyone. Thank you very much. Welcome to Region 10. Yes. If you didn't know, Region 10 is a group of very rowdy, awesome individuals in the great states of California, Nevada, Hawaii, and right here in Arizona. And we are incredibly happy and proud to have you join us here, braving the frigid weather of Phoenix. Thank you all for being here. Since I've been involved in the region and society levels of ASHRAE, there's been one question that I've been asked more than any other question. It's probably a question many of you have been asked and perhaps asked yourselves, and that is this. Why in the world does ASHRAE host its winter conference in February in Chicago and its annual conference in June in Phoenix? It's a great question. The obvious, boring responses I give are, well, hotel rates are pretty good, and meeting room space availability is definitely a factor. But I would propose that there's another benefit, and Marty kind of pointed that out. When you go outside at some point during this conference, if you haven't done so yet, when you want to get some fresh air, get out of the meetings and get some fresh air, you're going to experience quite the delta T. When you go from 72, 75 degrees to 115, you're gonna notice that. And when you feel that temperature difference, it should remind you of the difference that you make as a member of this organization and as someone who's involved in this industry. I know it sounds silly. When we think about our industry, engineering and HVAC field, we tend to think it's not very glamorous. When I was in college, a lot of my friends, they wanted to get their mechanical engineering degrees because they were really into race cars and rocket ships. And I like race cars and rocket ships. They're definitely cool, but I had already decided that I was going to go down the path of HVAC. And you look at HVAC, our designs, we design things that we want to hide above the ceilings or behind the walls. We don't want people to notice what we do. We don't want people to say it's too hot in here, or it's too cold, or it smells weird, or it's too loud, or the equipment is vibrating the structure, which is causing the projection screen to move. We don't want people to know that we exist. We want to be hidden. And so we tend to think that we're not important. And that's simply not true. Think about some of the main ASHRAE standards that we have. Standards like ASHRAE 55, thermal comfort, 62.1, indoor air quality, 90.1, energy efficiency. And think about what those standards tell you about what it is that we focus on. We provide designs with people and the planet in mind. Race cars and rocket ships are awesome, but people and the planet, that's pretty cool. My mother and father are in the audience today. They're attending their very first ASHRAE conference. My father was a firefighter for 20 years. He retired and then started doing design for fire sprinkler systems for buildings. I'm a mechanical engineer, but I'm also a fire protection engineer. Every once in a while, I'll pull out a set of plans, a set of as-built for a project I'm working on, a renovation project. I'll be thumbing through those fire protection sheets, and I'll recognize the handwriting. And I'll look over, and sure enough, I'll see his initials in the title block. My beautiful wife and our two boys are also in the audience. Shout out Tegan and Finn. My boys are 5 years old, and often now, when I'm doing designs, I think about them. The central plant project for the high school that I'm working on, I wonder to myself, is this going to be a high school that they attend one day? The office building that I do the dedicated outside air system, I think, is this going to be where they work? The nursing home, well, I wonder if maybe that's the one that they're going to stick my wife and I someday. It's a good design, honey. Many of you have similar stories. Things that connect the work that you do with the people that you love. We affect generations to come. We don't even realize it. But I can guarantee you, someday in the future, someone is going to see your initials on something. The volunteer team here in Phoenix has been amazing putting together this conference. They've been led by my good friend Kelly Huff. Yes. Tonight we've got an amazing welcome party. Really looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be at the Arizona Science Center. We welcome you to come join us. It's going to be good food, good drinks, a lot of great fun socializing, and opportunities, I hear, to play with some science experiments. So it should be a blast. We're going to end Tuesday night with the Members Night Out. Don't worry, it's in this room. We're going to have, again, good food, good drinks, and it's a beach theme, so you'll get to have some casual attire, which will definitely be a nice change. So look forward to that. If you don't have tickets yet to the welcome party and the Members Night Out, I encourage you to go get those. It's a short walk to get those from the registration in the conference center, and it's where you will get to experience that lovely temperature difference, reminding you of the difference that you make. Again, we really appreciate you all taking the time to be here. Thank you for what you do in this organization and in this industry. It's incredibly important. I love you all. Have a great conference.
Thank you, Buzz. We appreciate those kind words and encouragement. Now we are very excited to move forward in this with a little bit of an awards section we're going to be talking about. And let me just tell you, backstage there's like 7 tables and each one is filled with like 70 plaques and awards. So from the bottom of my heart, I want to let you know, if you didn't win an award tonight, you should feel horrible about yourself. And what we say to you as an organization is work harder for next conference. That was just me. That was not in the script by anyone here. I just want to let them off the hook for that. That was a joke I thought of right there. Also, just a side note, there was a 62-2 meeting last night. I overheard 2 guys talking about, they argued for an hour over where a comma was placed. Yes? Okay. I thought you would be ashamed of that, but you're like excited about that. But I just appreciate y'all's attention to detail, all of it. You guys are fantastic. But now we're going to move to the awards a little bit. And to share a few words on the importance of ASHRAE's honors and awards, please welcome Tom Phoenix from the Honors and Awards Committee.
Thanks, Marty. Thank you. And thanks again, as has been mentioned a couple times already, for all of you, for all that you do, and for attending this conference and this meeting. The Honors and Awards Program recognizes dedicated ASHRAE members who voluntarily give freely of their time and expertise to accomplish our mission to advance the arts and sciences of HVAC&R to serve humanity and promote a sustainable world. Through this program, we acknowledge those people who have contributed to our society, our industry, and our world in a meaningful manner. Our award recipients exemplify the best in engineering and engineering technology by continually bringing credit to their profession and to their society. And if you know someone who has these qualities, and someone who should be recognized, even if you think it's yourself, we encourage you to visit the ASHRAE website and search for honors and awards to learn more. Or, after the meeting, please come see me, and I'll be glad to guide you through the process. Now, on behalf of the Honors and Awards Committee, I am pleased to recognize the men and women that are listed in your program and who will be recognized here shortly for their many contributions. Let me be the first to tell them congratulations on all your achievements. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. And just know if you have the same name as a city, you may be asked to speak in the future at one of our events also. Are we having a good time so far? I do love how they've kept the house light on so I can see everybody sitting there not laughing. If you're not laughing, I get to see your face and imagine you later. I appreciate that cackle that just happened. That's good. You can find me at martysimpson.com if you're interested. Also, oddly enough, the after party that they talked about, there's going to be science experiments and fun things like that. It's really odd because I just did a Vegas event for the Nevada Gaming Commission, and their after party, they had scientists doing science experiments also. That was a weird coincidence. That's apparently the growing trend for after parties now. But you know what they said the whole time? Oh, it's humid in here. The whole time, that's what they were saying. So they didn't employ any of you guys, so that's good. They do understand statistical math and how to take your money, though, so they don't really care. I think y'all would probably get a lot of money from keeping the casinos in a nice, warm, inviting, perfect temperature, right? They don't want anybody leaving the casino, so that's probably a whole niche you could carve out for your career if you wanted to, as the Golden Nugget chief engineer. I'm not sure how that would work, but I like to drive the energy down low because we started so big. I don't want to put the pressure on the speakers to have to stay funny and exciting the whole time. So these are the mediocre jokes that I've written for the middle part of this. That's how we do that. Who drove here or flew here from the farthest away? Yell it out.
New York.
New York. Who else? Ottawa, Canada. That doesn't count. Canada doesn't count. I'm just being dead serious. Okay. Nobody cares about where? Pakistan. Okay. Going once. Going twice. I think Pakistan is going to have one, or no? Where? India. That's a vague location right now. I'm not sure which is farther. India's pretty big. Dubai. Okay, I'm done with this section. This was not worth doing. I appreciate your involvement. It's awesome. Give yourself a round of applause for coming a long way. I'd like to ask President Knight to come back to the stage as we begin our recognitions and introduce our first group of awards. Please welcome President Knight.
Our first members to be honored are those who have done outstanding work promoting society and chapter activities. The Dan Mills Chapter Programs Award recognizes excellence in chapter program endeavors. This year's award goes to Gutenberg Fields.
Congratulations. Yeah. All right.
The Donald Bonfleth Environmental Health Award recognizes excellence in volunteer service focused on environmental health issues. ASHRAE recognizes Jeffrey Siegel. The George B. Hightower Technical Achievement Award recognizes excellence in volunteer service in the area of technical committee, technical group, and technical research group activities. ASHRAE Honors, Phil Naughton. The Government Affairs Award recognizes outstanding effort and achievement in state, provincial, and local government activities in connection with technical issues related to the society. The recipient is Billy Austin. The Homer Adams Award recognizes a graduate student who has been engaged in an ASHRAE research project at a university that has graduate programs in the areas of HVAC and has achieved a high standard of performance in this work. ASHRAE recognizes Harry Faulkner. The Lincoln Bullion Award recognizes achievement in increasing society membership. ASHRAE Honors, Jean Leilani Grace Clemente. The Lou Flagg Historical Award recognizes a Chapter Gold Ribbon Award recipient for compiling information on outstanding historical projects or persons related to HVAC&R. This year's recipient is Alan Y.W. Lamb. He is unable to join us today. The Lower GWP Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Innovation Award recognizes individuals who have developed or practiced innovative technological concepts applied in developing countries to minimize global warming potential through refrigeration and air conditioning management. ASHRAE recognizes Huinan Shen, John Hollick, and Erin Fangao. They are unable to join us today. The Residential Buildings Service Award recognizes excellence in volunteer service focused on residential building issues. ASHRAE Honors, Paul Francisco. The Standard Achievement Award recognizes excellence in volunteer service for developing ASHRAE standards and guidelines. ASHRAE recognizes Jay Enck and Jason Glazer. The William J. Collins Jr. RP Award recognizes the Chapter RP Chair who excels in all activities supporting the campaign. This year's award goes to Amanda Forrest. She's unable to attend. The Yay Award of Individual Excellence recognizes Yay members for superior efforts during the preceding society year in the promotion and success of Yay and its programs. ASHRAE recognizes Aaron Besseling, Akshay Bhargava, and Jason Bursell. The Youth Outreach Award recognizes the outstanding effort of a member who actively engages a youth audience in their country, region, or local community through STEM activities. ASHRAE Honors, Juliana Velez. We now honor authors of outstanding papers that advance today's technology and guide our industry. The Journal Paper Award is given for the best article published in the ASHRAE Journal. ASHRAE Honors, Max Sherman. The Science and Technology for the Built Environment Best Paper Award is for the best referred paper published in Science and Technology for the Built Environment, the ASHRAE Research Journal. This year's recipients are Eric Martin, Tanvir Khan, Breket Nugasa, and Charles Withers Jr. They're unable to join us today. The Crosby Field Award recognizes the best paper presented before the Society. The recipients are Michael Hulo and Attila Novosilag. The Willis H. Carrier Award is given to a member 32 years of age or younger for presenting an outstanding paper. ASHRAE recognizes Patricia Galante. She's unable to join us today. We now recognize Best Paper Award recipients, given to authors of the best papers presented at a Society conference. For Social Energy Games for Smart and Energy-Efficient Multi-Unit Residential Buildings, Mechanism Design, ASHRAE recognizes Heejun Kim, Ilias Bilyanes, Jim Braun, and Panagiota Karava. For development of a high-efficiency and cost-effective ground source heat pump system for subtropical climate applications, ASHRAE recognizes Xiao Hu, Yao Yu, and Shilei Xiao. For Miscellaneous Electric Loads Prediction by Deep Learning Implementation, an Educational Case Study, ASHRAE recognizes Shayan Mirzabegi and Bing Dong. For Explainable AI Framework for Model Predictive Control in Energy Management Systems, ASHRAE recognizes Ken Takahashi, Hiroki Ichikawa, and Rozo Oaka. We now recognize Poster Presentation Award recipients, given to authors of the best poster sessions papers presented at a society conference. For investigating the effects of airflow adjustments and room layout on aerosol propagation in a university classroom using CFD, ASHRAE recognizes Taylor Cease, Scott Dupre, and Stephen Gent. For enhancing building energy efficiency through advanced sizing and dispatch methods for energy storage, ASHRAE recognizes Minjung Yu, Chu Ma, Bowen Wong, Kartik Debprasad, Frederica Brown, and Di Wu.
All right. They need you in the back. There's a phone call or something important for you. I'm not sure.
Okay.
They told me to make sure I got Dennis off the stage. That's all I came up with. That was a lot of awards, right? That's awesome. You guys are awesome. That's the first segment of awards. So there's more. There's 5 other tables of plaques and things we're going to get through. But give it up for the committee for that snappy bang, bang, bang. What if we had let every one of these people speak? How lame would this event be? Wow, now you get to have your moment, get your picture, and then you get to go in the lobby and brag about it. This is fantastic. This is going swimmingly. Unbelievable. This is great. Dubai, really? Dubai? You got me thinking about this Dubai thing. I feel like I should go to that party after and meet the Dubai guys. I would love to host an event in Dubai. Nobody else? That's not a thing? Awesome. Well, what we got is over the past year, ASHRAE has engaged in some exciting work. And so we have hired a team to put together a great video, a tear-jerking, emotional, strings-pulling, unbelievable Steven Spielberg. I think it's like an iMovie project, I'm not sure. But it's a year in review of all the cool stuff that you guys have done. And please take a moment now to enjoy that with each other, this year in review video. All right. Unbelievable the work you've been doing. I just wanted to enter stage one time fully bald so you could take that in, see the difference. Right? If I had changed my suits, you might have thought a different MC showed up. That's pretty great. They're backstage. Somebody asked me, why don't you tell a joke or two that you tell on the road? And I'm like, well, I don't know if it's the right avenue for comedy, but I feel like I tell you one of my jokes just to kind of mark the halfway point here. But I'm very excited. I found out my book is getting published. Got a text from my wife backstage that my book is I'm publishing a book. It's called Foreplay at 50. I mean, it's not really a book. It's more of a pamphlet, but still, it's getting published nonetheless. Number one, Foreplay at 50, do the dishes. Number two, you don't have to do the dishes. Just be seen doing some dishes. And number three, there are only two is the third one. Actually, number four, this is my wife and I on our 31st anniversary got all gussied up and dressed up in new clothes that we'd never worn out, and then we drove all the way across town to a place we'd never ever been before in our marriage, and it was very exciting, a different grocery store. My wife walked in and was like, the deli's on the left side, wow! There were 2 for $1 she had never seen. I was good for a month is what I'm saying. Okay. Who are the people in the wigs with the orange caveman suits, whatever that was? I don't know. Where are you? Gracie? What was that? What were y'all being? The Mrs. Ropers. Okay, well, the 4 of them made it a little confusing. So you were all Mrs. Roper, all 4 of you. That was the team name, apparently. Again, I regret the conversation starting. It's my fault. It's my fault. The Mrs. Ropers, that's pretty great. Three's Company, there are 4 of them. It's a little vague, I'm not going to lie. But there was a cute picture. It was a cute picture. All right. We now are going to honor members whose dedicated service at the chapter, regional, and society levels has earned them the Distinguished Service Award. Please join me in recognizing this year's honorees as we go back through some more awards.
The Distinguished Service Award is presented to the following members: Sherry Abbott Adkins, Katia Auer, Attila Bikolou, Jason Bursill, James Delmonico, Dustin Demetriou, Sam Glass, Mohammed Haydari Nashid, Joe Kilcoyne, Shichao Liu, Bruno Martinez, Badri Patel, Greg Pavlak, Daniel Redmond, Stephen Roth, Muhammad Abbas Sajid, Eric Sanchez, Chad Smith, Julia Timberman, Beth Tomlinson, James W. Van Gelder, Buzz Wright, Marua Zatari, The following distinguished service award members were unable to join us. We appreciate their dedication to ASHRAE and the industry.
Awesome. So, if you're wondering why some of the awards are distinguished and others aren't, it's because they're a little better. So if you didn't get a distinguished award and did get an award, just know you're better than the people who didn't get an award, but not as good as the distinguished people who got an award. That's the take home, is what I'm saying. That's great. There's like a miniature engineer here. There's like a young, tiny little 2 or 3 year old engineer here that I keep hearing heckling me. 2 years old. Okay, it's okay. I'm just estimating. There's 2 of them? Okay. Well, you might not have wanted to say that because I was going to make fun of whoever brought them, but I'm just kidding. When you do corporate events, in a comedy club, of course, you have drunk hecklers all the time. And in corporate events, not so much. You usually don't get hecklers like that. But at this one, there's like some people under 3 that are just doing their own thing. That's okay. It's okay. I'm a professional. I can handle it. I'm not judging a little kid for talking out of turn. I am wondering about their parents, like, whole vibe of bringing them in here, but that's okay. That's where the world we're in now. And I have the microphone, so it's okay. I know, I totally get it. Only 84% of the people in here agree with me. It's not everyone. No, it's great. Thank you for bringing them. Thank you for making a safe space that you could bring your kids, because I know engineers have to have babies too. Otherwise, we'd run out of clean air at 50 or 70 years from now. All right, moving on. At this time, please welcome ASHRAE Executive Vice President and Secretary Jeff Littleton.
Welcome again to Phoenix. Welcome again to Phoenix, a city that exists, frankly, thanks to ASHRAE. We built this city not on rock and roll, but on HVAC. And I'd humbly suggest that here in Phoenix, we are all superheroes. And frankly, we need to show a little superhero swagger. I think you ought to walk up to people randomly in the street, right here in this downtown area, and say, "You're welcome." For Phoenix. Phoenix Suns basketball team, you're welcome. Arizona Cardinals football, you're welcome. Arizona State University, 140,000 students, you're welcome. I think you should find a bar full of guys sitting there having an ice cold beer in a nice well-conditioned bar and walk up and say, "You're enjoying that beer thanks to me. You're welcome." Now, when you do that, don't mention my name.
But yeah, tell them Dennis sent you. And just in case, the hospitals here in Phoenix are very nice. They're well conditioned. They have great IAQ. You're welcome. ASHRAE superhero volunteers have been working really hard, and there's much to celebrate as we close our Society Year 2024-25. This week, we officially launch a new 3-year Society Strategic Plan focused on global leadership and IEQ, decarbonization and resilience, on market-based stakeholder engagement, and on improved accessibility to ASHRAE's technical wisdom. That plan calls for us to accelerate the delivery of new and updated standards, strengthen and empower chapters, and grow the HVAC in our workforce. It's an aggressive plan, and we always need more volunteers, so get your superhero on and come join the party, please. And speaking of superheroes, your board of directors has been really hard at work on a proposal to overhaul and simplify ASHRAE's membership structure. In this new plan, associate and affiliate member grades are consolidated into a single young professionals grade. The developing economy dues category will be expanded from 2 to 4 tiers to provide deeper discounts in countries where the strength of the dollar may make ASHRAE membership cost prohibitive. On the opposite side of young professionals will be the tenured professionals, the tenured professionals grade that will allow our retired members to pay reduced dues but still access quality benefits. And moving forward, achieving a life member grade will include a service requirement, and it will be kind of reframed as a life service member. Now, I want to make one thing perfectly clear. Anyone that is a life member now is going to be a life member for life. ASHRAE has 7,670 life members. And if I were to mess with that grade, they would hunt me down. So we're not going to mess with that. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. In this new plan, member benefits will also be enhanced. For example, all members, including students, will have access to the 4-volume, fully searchable handbook online. This is the biggest overhaul of the membership structure in decades. It will be presented to members in next spring's ballot. And if approved, it's being presented for approval, it would be implemented in Society Year 27-28, which means it would be effective in July of 2027. Financially, your society is in great shape. We close out this year with a very small deficit, essentially break even. And tomorrow, your board of directors will consider a budget that calls for a very slight surplus. Reserves are very strong, and the RP campaign is tracking ahead of last year. And I want to say thank you. How many RP donors do we have in the house? Raise your hand if you're not. Look. Wow, thank you. Thank you very much. You know, when I meet with other people in other organizations like ours, my counterparts, I tell them we have a RP campaign that raises $2.7 million every single year, and their jaw kind of drops open. It's an amazing thing. Total ASHRAE membership is about even with last year at 54,000 members. We've added chapter in Vietnam, and we expect to approve a new chapter in Italy this week. And we've lost one U.S. chapter, which brings the total number of ASHRAE chapters to 201. Those chapters have seen 379 visits, 379 from ASHRAE distinguished lecturers, and that's up by 58 visits from the previous year. ASHRAE distinguished lecturers. Thank you. We have a lot in the audience today. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom with ASHRAE. So even superheroes need to network and learn at society events. We've run 4 topical conferences this year in addition to the annual and winter meetings, and that includes the very first and very successful Women's Leadership Symposium that was held this last September. It was great. It was so successful. We're going to do that again next spring, so look for that. Looking ahead, we will have record-setting AHR Expos in Monterrey, Mexico, September 20 through the 25th. Mexico's in the house. And in Las Vegas, February 2nd through 4th. Yeah, so, and again, those are record-sized shows. Both of those will set a historical record, so you don't want to miss those shows. We also want to see you at topical conferences on integrated design, construction, and operation, or CIDCO, on IEQ, and on building decarbonization, and those are coming August, September, and October, respectively. So be sure to jump online. Registration is open. Register now, early now. So, you may have noticed there's a few things going on in Washington these days. Have you noticed? You might have noticed. No. ASHRAE is not a political organization. We chase engineering excellence and we follow the science. But educating policymakers on that science is very, very important. This society year, we've run 130 state and local government outreach events and provided 65 letters or testimony in support of policy positions that have been approved by your board of directors. This spring, members played a key role in helping to defeat the not-for-profit royalty tax provision in the Budget Reconciliation Bill, otherwise known as the Big Beautiful Bill, that would have been very, very costly for ASHRAE. It would have cost us $1.4 million every year in additional taxes had that gone through. If you were one of the more than 2,400 members that sent messages to Congress to support us on this issue, thank you. We really appreciate your voice and your support. We continue to monitor the Budget Reconciliation Bill as it moves through the Senate. In fact, earlier this week, we learned that the Senate Finance Committee's markup of that bill, the Big Beautiful Bill, eliminates the 179D tax credit for energy-efficient measures in buildings. That would be eliminated within 1 year of enactment of that legislation. The 179D coalition of some 100 organizations, including ASHRAE, is working hard to preserve those tax credits, and I know that's really important to people in this room. And again, that bill has a long way to go before it hits the president's desk, so we're on the case. State and local legislation is increasingly important to our society. The volume and speed of high-impact changes at the state and local level is really startling. But ASHRAE, again, is on the case. Just a couple of quick examples. Virginia just passed a law requiring school IAQ inspections that align specifically with ASHRAE Ventilation Standard 62.1. That law becomes effective July 1st, so in a couple of weeks. In Florida, volunteers and staff have worked together to defeat legislation that would have eliminated the Florida Board of Professional Engineers. Thank you for that. At all levels of government, the stakes for these issues are incredibly high, guided by, again, board-established public policy priorities. Your Washington staff team, led by Alice Yates, the Society Government Affairs Committee, and all the volunteers that participate in those government outreach events are doing a terrific job for ASHRAE. This is really important stuff. Let's show them how much we appreciate all they do. Do you agree with all this? Do you agree with what ASHRAE is doing? Did we miss something? Well, the board of directors wants to hear from you at a board meeting open mic session.
All right.
At 1:30 p.m. or Wednesday or Wednesday at 2 p.m. Right here in this room. So, you know, ASHRAE is run by members, for members. We want to hear from you, so please come out and share your thoughts. So as we close out Society Year 24-25, let's celebrate the true power of ASHRAE, our society, regional, and chapter volunteers. Your time, your talent, and unwavering dedication is the heart and soul of this organization. Joking aside, you are truly the unsung heroes that keep healthy and comfortable people healthy and comfortable in buildings here in Phoenix and around the globe. Thank you. Thank you for all you do, and congratulations on all that you continue to accomplish through ASHRAE. Thank you. So, medieval knights, knights of the Round Table, knights throughout history have answered the call to defend and protect, inspiring others with their bravery and dedication. For the past 12 months, our very own Dennis Knight has wielded a powerful sword of influence for ASHRAE. He has dedicated himself totally and completely to serving you and me as our society president. But this past year is just actually a little piece of his story. As a distinguished engineer, ASHRAE Fellow, and ASHRAE Life member, President Knight has dedicated more than 5 decades to advancing our industry and our society. His society theme, workforce development, building a sustainable future, has become much more than just a slogan on the cover of ASHRAE Journal. It has become a call to action for the entire buildings industry. He has reminded us to invest in our people, to tell our stories, and to collectively elevate the importance of our profession. Dennis has taken that message to all corners of our industry. He's inspired members through countless visits to chapters and regions, including 8 CRCs or chapter regional conferences. He has created new opportunities for ASHRAE through meetings with some 1,100 corporate and government leaders around the globe, literally in dozens of countries on 4 separate continents. His Career Conversations video series features more than 60 ASHRAE members telling their career stories, and those videos have been viewed 158,000 times. Yeah. And through countless meetings, you know, I've noticed that what really lights Dennis up, visiting with students. Whether he's chartering a new student branch or visiting an existing student branch, that's what really gets him fired up. And that's his theme, right? Workforce development. He's so passionate about communicating the rewards of his career so that the people he's talking to will become the next-gen leaders our industry so desperately needs. Through meetings with some 1,500 students in just the past 12 months, he has literally, personally, been developing the workforce and building our sustainable future. His superpower is personal connection. He can be down to earth, highly technical, and very personable. You know, it occurs to me the ASHRAE value statement we read at the beginning of meetings says in part, we will act with honesty, fairness, courtesy, competence, inclusiveness, and respect for others. And I think I've come up with a faster way of conveying those sentiments. We will act like Dennis. We will be Dennis. We will aspire to be the better version of ourselves that Dennis inspires us to be. He's now going to step forward to make his final remarks as your society president, so please stand and show your loud and high appreciation for a true ASHRAE superhero, President Dennis Knight.
Oh, thank you. About made me cry. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'm still the happiest person in this room. Remember that? And I want to share a story about why. So picture a little wooden church in rural North Carolina surrounded by watermelon farms on land donated by my wife Cheryl's great-great-grandfather. At this very hour, on this very day, two young people stood together and made a promise. That promise took them on adventures they could have never imagined, led them to friendships and mentors that shaped their lives, and taught them the value of commitment, partnership, and showing up for others. Today, we celebrate the legacy of that promise because at nearly this exact moment, 51 years ago, Cheryl and I exchanged our wedding vows. So let's give a big round of applause to my wife, Cheryl, and for the power of love and commitment. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. It's good to hear that, yeah. As I stand here today in Phoenix, I am filled with a mix of emotions: gratitude, pride, and a sense of accomplishment. It has been an honor to serve as your president of ASHRAE for the 2024-25 society year. A year ago in Indianapolis, I issued a call to action to tell our stories, actually to tell your stories, about how ASHRAE and this industry fosters mentors, role models, and collaborators, people you want to be like. I encouraged us to articulate our why HVAC&R is a great career, why it matters, and why it is essential to the future of our planet. So over the past year, my wife Cheryl and I had the privilege of traveling extensively to serve our members and champion our collective mission. Along the way, we met with chapters across regions 9, 10, and 11, engaged with sheet metal union workers in several states, and sat down with leaders from two of the largest design firms in the U.S. I also met with staff from both of my U.S. senators in Washington, D.C., advocating for policies that elevate our profession. Internationally, we expanded ASHRAE's global footprint by chartering new chapters in the Nordic countries, Ghana, and Egypt, as well as establishing a student branch at Accra Technical University in Ghana, where we also helped launch the first ever chapter-sponsored HVAC&R Technician Apprenticeship Program. All right. Long time coming. We also chartered student branches at 9 institutions in the UK and Europe. We inaugurated the first UK Technician Training Center called BETA, or Built Environment Training Academy, at Loughborough University, entirely funded by industry partners. In France, Italy, and Switzerland, I made the first ever presidential visits to our French, Italian, and Swiss sections and student branches. The French section is located at one of the oldest universities, technical universities in the world. It's called CNAM, C-N-A-M. Stands for the National Conservatory of Arts and Crafts. It's where Marie Curie once studied, founded in 1794. The Swiss branch is situated at ETHZ. That's the school where Einstein taught early in his career. The French section is translating ASHRAE 62.1 through an agreement with us into French for proposed adoption as France's indoor air quality standard. Wouldn't that be great? I also made first-time presidential visits to Brussels and Zurich, meeting with European Parliament members in Brussels, global HVAC&R manufacturers in Switzerland, and participating in the Klima Conference and the first Associate Society Alliance meeting held outside of North America in Milan, where we anticipate a new chapter emerging in the next society year. I visited students at University College Dublin, engaging in meaningful conversations about workforce development, mentorship, and the value of membership in ASHRAE and their national engineering societies. In Glasgow, I toured a 5-megawatt ammonia-based district heating heat pump plant, witnessing innovation that aligns with our mission for sustainable solutions. I also delivered my presidential address on workforce development and gave distinguished lecturer presentations on commissioning, energy modeling, building information modeling, building decarbonization, and health and wellness in the built environment to more than 100 chapters, student branches, and allied organizations globally. One particularly impactful experience was attending the 17th annual ASHRAE UNEP Working Group meeting, where we reviewed our 2024-25 work plan and laid the groundwork for an AI-driven tool based on our refrigeration and air conditioning guide to serve HVAC&R technicians in the Global South. All of these moments speak to ASHRAE's growing global relevance, our focus on education and workforce development, and our commitment to diversity and inclusion. Let's hear for it. Yeah. They also represent the power of storytelling, partnership, and showing up to do the necessary work. Being there, being in the room. We've heard that before, right? As I conclude this presidency, I'll reflect on my own beginnings 51 years ago and the mentors who shaped my journey. People like Fred Howard, you heard about him in Indianapolis, who believed in me and offered me my first job as a power plant piping systems designer. I also want to thank my wife, Cheryl, for her unwavering support throughout my entire career, all the ups and downs. Yeah. Celebrating our 51st anniversary this year at this meeting has reminded me of the importance of commitment and partnership, both in your personal and your professional lives. So I'd like to take a moment to recognize a few people who have been role models, mentors, and collaborators throughout my entire journey in ASHRAE and in this industry. First, I thank the members of the Region 4 Charleston, South Carolina chapter, including Randy Jones, Ron Runyon, Charles Hipp Jr., Charles Hipp III, Al Hitchcock, Melvin Knight, no relation, Mark Hewitt, and Barrett Williams. The list could go, all right, yeah, that's good. That list could go on for days. They welcomed me into this magnificent organization and have been my best friends and supporters throughout this whole journey. I also want to acknowledge the past presidents of ASHRAE who have been mentors and collaborators. Many of them are here, right here in the room today. Each of them have given me confidence in my ability to advance ASHRAE's mission and vision. Those are so important, especially to people all over the world, all of humanity. I am absolutely humbled to join their ranks of committed professionals. Hats off to you all. Our past president. I also extend my heartfelt thanks to the members of my Treasurer's Advisory Committee, tracked during my Treasurer year, and our President-elect Advisory Committee called PEAK. That includes Corrine LeBlanc, Dunstan McCauley, Susan Collins, my business partner, Sheila Hayter, Julia King, Andre Sepulveda, Tim Wentz, Don Brandt, Luke Leung, Trent Hunt, Blake Ellis, Bill Klock, Art Giesler, and Megan Tosh. And I'm sure I missed somebody. All right. Now, why that's important is their honest feedback and guidance have been invaluable as we work on initiatives focused on our workforce development. I'm also grateful to the dedicated and capable members of our ASHRAE staff, who are the best, I can tell you. That includes, aren't they? Yeah, let's give them another round of applause. I mean, you just don't know. And I know I'm going to miss some here too, but including Jeff Littleton, Candace Denton, Chandreas Jolly, Vanita Gupta, Craig Wright, Karen Washington, Ann Wilson, Rhiannon Maston, Stephanie Renich, Steve Hammerling, Tony Giametti, Leslie Seymour, Tracy Keller, Tammy Ketchens, and the many others who work tirelessly behind the scenes to support me, but more importantly, to support our members and our leadership. Now, as we look ahead, the demand for skilled HVAC&R professionals remains urgent, and technology will continue to reshape our field. But within these challenges lie great opportunities. By embracing AI, fostering innovation, and staying focused on sustainability, we can build a more resilient and efficient future. We must think in terms of flow, as Presidential Member Chuck Gullidge described, eliminating waste and optimizing processes. Again, we're engineers. It's in our DNA. And as Presidential Member Sheila Hayter reminded us, we must be present, inspire, and provide vision to lead our industry forward. As I conclude my term, I'm proud of what we've accomplished together. I hope this presidency has inspired a new generation to lead with passion and purpose. So remember, every story matters. Every conversation can spark change. Our success, organizationally and personally, happens one conversation at a time. So let's keep showing up, doing the work that's necessary, and striving for a more inclusive, equitable, and innovative industry. Let's take pride in our accomplishments. Let's stay true to ASHRAE's core values for the next 131 years and build on the legacy that we all share in this room. So to our future members and leaders, and to Bill and Sarah and the boards of direction that they will lead, I wish you the courage to act on what we can change, the wisdom to accept what we cannot, and the clarity and wisdom to know the difference. Heard that a little differently in somewhere before. But may we continue working toward a world where all buildings are safe, healthy, resilient, sustainable, and carbon neutral. Thank you for your hospitality and support during this remarkable presidential year. So let's give ourselves a round of applause for choosing careers in HVAC&R and for membership in ASHRAE, which we are passionate about and where we all find meaning and purpose every day. Now, as we move forward, let's blend future technologies with human creativity, the definition of infinity to me, to elevate the built environment, our industry, ASHRAE, and the world. So as I close out, I want to ask you again, be kind to yourselves, to each other, and to the planet. I want to thank you. Thank you for everything you've done for me this year, and thank you for what you do for our industry and the body of knowledge it represents. One last thing. I'm going to ask you a question. Remember, I asked a question in Indianapolis. I wanted to hear some noise. We're going to make some noise in a few minutes. Are we making a difference? Yes! Yes, we are. Thank you again. Appreciate it.
Dennis Knight, everybody, your president, Dennis Knight. Often when I'm hired to do events like this, we have a Zoom call and I say, it's my favorite thing to do to roast the highest person in your organization. And I did all the research and tried to write jokes that would make light of Dennis, and it just wasn't conducive or possible really to make fun of him, right? Like that's just kind of a silly proposition. Unless these are your grandkids over here acting up. Were those your grandkids? Okay, all right. One more time for Dennis Knight, everybody. What a great leader in a time in America when leaders are at a premium. It's an honor and a privilege to be here with you guys. Yes, so I'd also like to say of the $2.6 million budget that I heard Jeff speak of, I did not charge enough to be here. Wow, and I don't do politics in my jokes and everything, but whatever bill passes that allows y'all to have budget for entertainers, I support 100%. And I feel like it's almost a laugh cam coming from this side. It's like I'm pushing a button over there, like these are my people. You guys are like, we're tired, we should get out of here. It's okay, it's all right, we're winding it down. We're gonna do one more round of awards and come back up and just do a little bit, and then we're gonna hear from the psychrometrics and the dew points. Anybody got a better name than the dew points that they thought of? Yeah, I didn't think so. Now we will honor our final group of award recipients. Give it up for yourselves.
We now present the recipients of the Exceptional Service Award, Distinguished 50-Year Member Award, Andrew T. Boggs Service Award, Eunice Foote Decarbonization Award, and the Louise and Bill Holliday Distinguished Fellow Award. The first group of members will receive an Exceptional Service Award, which recognizes Distinguished Service Award recipients who have continued to serve the Society faithfully and with exemplary effort. Hoy Bohannon has more than 300 ASHRAE presentations and is grateful for the opportunity to have collaborated with so many outstanding talented individuals within committees shaping IAQ in buildings. David Branson participates on several society and technical committees with special focuses on IAQ and building automation. He's designed and deployed PCO technologies in numerous applications. Doug Cochran has over 30 years of HVAC&R expertise in equipment, system design, and decarbonization. A certified trainer and seasoned commercial manager, he has served the Society at all levels. Michael Cooper has held numerous leadership roles at the chapter, regional, and society levels, including service on the ASHRAE Board of Directors as Region 7 Chair, CTTC Regional Vice Chair, New Orleans Chapter President, and as a trustee of the ASHRAE Foundation. Adam Hinge has advanced ASHRAE's work in existing building energy performance and decarbonization, contributed to multiple standards project committees, and chaired 2 specialty conferences. Trent Hunt has 32-plus years experience in HVAC, including innovations in equipment and DDC control sequences. He is a past professor at BYU, speaker, author, and code professional with the Utah Uniform Code Commission. Jay Kohler has contributed to ASHRAE through service on technical activities and standards committees, with a focus on the safe and efficient use of refrigerants and the implementation of absorption systems. Jacob Kaposis has worked in many areas of ASHRAE, including standards, technical committees, membership benefits, as well as expanding outreach globally through creating and hosting events worldwide. Kathleen Owen has contributed extensively to ASHRAE in nearly every area related to air cleaning, with a particular focus on testing the effectiveness of air cleaners against particles, gases, and microorganisms to support healthy indoor air quality. Ashish Rakeja has served at the ASHRAE chapter, region, and society level for over 25 years. He's been involved with grassroots and standing committees, and also served as Society Vice President. Dan Rogers is posthumously honored with the Exceptional Service Award for tireless advocacy to research promotion, his work in Region 12, and his dedication to furthering ASHRAE's mission. Sam Shrestha is a senior R&D staff member at Oak Ridge National Laboratory and building energy modeling professional. His research advances technologies that improve energy efficiency and enable demand flexibility. The following Exceptional Service Award recipients were unable to join us. We appreciate their dedication to ASHRAE and the industry. We now recognize our distinguished 50-year Member Award recipients. Don Brandt has served at all levels of ASHRAE, is an instructor of the ASHRAE HVAC design course, and is a sought-after expert on refrigeration. William Dillard had a notable career in high-performance green buildings and was also instrumental in crafting ASHRAE's mission statement. Scott Fisher has served as Region 6 DRC, contributed as lead author for handbook chapters, and held key roles on ASHRAE's Scholarship, Handbook, and Guideline 29 committees. Russell Keeler has contributed to advancing industry knowledge through his leadership as chair of the Philadelphia Chapter's Education Committee and his technical involvement as a corresponding member of ASHRAE's Thermal Storage Committee. Stephen Rosen served on the board of the Montreal Chapter in 1974 until joining the Boston Chapter in 1998, where he was elected chapter president, and he continued to serve as a mentor while assuming other chapter roles. Ish Sood has been involved with technical committees, including chair of Technical Committee 9.6, Systems Energy Utilization, and has extensive experience in energy calculations. Dennis Wessel has contributed significantly to ASHRAE as an HVAC Essentials Instructor, Director at Large, and past chair of the Planning, Handbook and Conferences, and Expositions Committees. Stan Westhoff made significant contributions to the industry through his service as Director and Regional Chair and Historian for Region 1, chairing the Refrigeration and History Committees, Technical Committee 10.3, and holding key leadership roles. The following distinguished 50-year members were unable to join us. We appreciate their dedication to ASHRAE and the industry. The Andrew T. Boggs Service Award pays tribute to a past Exceptional Service Award recipient who has given continuing, unselfish, dedicated, and distinguished service to the Society. Today we honor fellow member Kostas Ballaras. The Eunice Foote Decarbonization Award recognizes a member who works to reduce carbon emissions in the built environment. ASHRAE recognizes fellow member Stet Sanborn.
We are winding it down. Give yourself a round of applause. Please pay close attention to what I'm getting ready to say here. If you have not been acknowledged or had your name called today, please stand up. I would like to personally thank you for paying your dues on time, so there's enough budget for the lights and the stage and an entertainer to come in and pretend like I get to be smart for a half a day and put y'all's logo on my website like I had anything to do with the clean air that you've provided for us. From the bottom of my heart, this is not the very, very end, but it might sound like I was closing. From the bottom of my heart, please know that I think you guys are wonderful. I think that everything that I've ever had in my life that had to do with air conditioning was fantastic. Heat in the winter is not a big thing in South Carolina, so that's not so much for me. But other than that, any kind of snarkiness you sense to me, family of the kids, your kids have behaved magically ever since I was passive aggressive with you. I appreciate that. Y'all are wonderful. I love children. I just, they don't need to be at this thing. But I really appreciate y'all playing along. I've heard your energy on this side and y'all been great. Everything has been great. See, that's great. That's awesome. But now we're moving to the last award. The last award of the day is better than the rest. They're going to let me say it, and I'm not going to make anything snarky or any other comments about that. I'm just going to give this award if I can. And but this one is the big one. So everybody else, not quite as good as this one. But it's okay. There's always 6 months from now at the next conference at some other weird weather location out of season that has cheap hotels during that time. So we can meet there and do this again. Our last award of the day is the Louise and Bill Holliday Distinguished Fellow Award. It is given to an ASHRAE Fellow for continuous preeminence in engineering for research work. This year's recipient has made significant contributions to building environment engineering. His current research topics include aerosol transmission, advanced cooling technology, and smart windows. For his achievements, ASHRAE is pleased to present this year's recipient of the Louise and Bill Holliday Distinguished Fellow Award to Christopher Chow.
Wow, this is a heavy one. I didn't expect that I'm the last one to be here today, so it is really my great pleasure. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, colleagues, and friends. I'm deeply honored and humbled to receive the Louise and Bill Holiday Distinguished Fellow Award from ASHRAE today. This recognition is not only a testament to my work, but also to the collective efforts of the many brilliant minds I have had the privilege to collaborate with over the years. Thank you so much. Throughout my career, I have been driven by a passion for addressing global challenges in energy efficiency, sustainable building technologies, and indoor air quality. From exploring advanced cooling systems powered by smart energy to improving the built environment for healthier and more sustainable living, my journey has always centered on the intersection of innovation and impact. This award also reflects the incredible contribution of the academic and professional communities that inspire and challenge us to push the boundaries of engineering excellence. It is through our shared commitment that we contribute to improve the quality of life for people around the world while safeguarding our planet for future generations. I'd like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to ASHRAE for this honor, to my colleagues and students who have been instrumental in my journey, and to my family for their unwavering support. Together, let us continue to lead, innovate, and inspire the next generation of engineers and environmental stewards. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Christopher. Please join me in congratulating all of our award recipients. Thank you for the contributions you make to our society and to our world. So now, we have come to the end at 1 hour and 40 minutes, exactly like your schedule said. Keep that in mind if you're speaking at other things later in the week. The host committee has planned a fantastic welcome party at the Arizona Science Center. Come meet up with your ASHRAE friends from around the world in the Science Center's captivating interactive galleries. Experience exciting live science demonstrations and enjoy delicious food and drinks. The welcome party begins at 6:30 p.m. The Science Center is a short 10-minute walk from the hotel, just far enough to get a little butt crack sweat so you can appreciate the clean air that you will get as it wafts in your face. Shuttle buses to and from the Science Center will be running continuously from the hotel main entrance from 6:15 through 9 p.m. for your convenience. That brings our plenary session to a close, but don't go anywhere, because here's what's getting ready to happen. The psychometrics are going to play their set, and they encourage you to mix and mingle and network and talk and cheer and listen to music, but have fun. Don't feel like you have to sit on the edge of your seat, add attention, and be quiet for their entire set list. This is supposed to be where you get busy with it and figure your life out and talk to each other and all that fun stuff. So don't just sit there thinking that the whole thing is like, because they're going to play us a full set list that I saw, and it ends with gin and juice. Thank you, 17 of you that have heard of the song Gin and Juice. That's very exciting for me. And to keep the energy going, please welcome your very own ASHRAE's house band, the Psychometrics and the...